March or so into the ideas around equity in the arts and who can make art and who doesn't get to, but specifically in terms of the law. And so my inspiration was to see who's breaking what laws, why, where, when, and how that can redefine the politics in our cities and countries. Well, these artists all basically created artwork that caused them to be rendered as criminal either by accident or by design.
I attempted to steal a guardrail off the 13 highway. I was going to do an installation in a gallery of the actual curve. So I was taking the curve out of context from the roadway into the gallery.
Were you worried about the public safety issues around?
It crossed my mind, and that was one of the big things that the CHP was like, what the hell are you doing? This could like endanger the public. And I was like, well, you know, I figured it was worth it to like for art, you know?
Corbett Griffith, he created this. It's called The Mediator. It was used a couple times to pull over some cops impersonating the police. So in that way it was violating the law and he got arrested for that. It also was used in Occupy, and he carried a trailer, he towed a trailer that was serving coffee to both sides, the cop side and the occupier side. We also have a section of work by Susie Cagle, who's an Occupy Oakland journalist, and she makes illustrations with watercolor and pen on paper, and they're absolutely beautiful and elegant shots of various moments in the protest in Oakland and the occupation. Graffiti Wall is created by a group of artists. There's 4 artists. Jessica Hess, Night Owl, Jeremy Novi, and E. Claire Kuda Bandersnatch. And so that's like, you can't do a show about crime and not include some street artists. So we did a graffiti, and a lot of them have a queer bent, so it's pretty interesting. One of the most interesting artists in the show is the Critical Art Ensemble. They have 2 works in the show. One's called Seized. His work, Seized, is all about how the FBI broke into, well, they raided his house under suspicion of him being a bioterrorist when it wasn't true, and seized all of his goods, and we have on display all the detritus that they left behind after the raid, along with all the documentation of it. Really interesting. The idea at the center of this show is the political idea of democratic agonism, that contradictory beliefs can create a tension in a third space, and that is what actually redefines the body politic. So what is the in-group in a polis or a political body, and what is the out-group is always moving and shifting. We have some artists here who deal with immigration rights, we have artists who deal with drug rights, intellectual property rights. You know, we run the gamut in this exhibition, and it's all about how are we redefining who is being able to do what in society.